But let's talk about politics. Today is the first day of this general election. Phase 1 kicks off today in some very important states. Of course, UP, Bihar, Maharashtra are also polling today, but limited number of seats. The ones which are polling a significant number of seats include Kerala, where all seats are being contested being polled today, and Andhra Pradesh, where out of the 42 seats, 22 are going for polls today. To talk about Phase 1 elections, we are now joined by Vinod Sharma, political editor of the Hindustan Times, and Tarun Tejpal of Tehelka, editor-in-chief and publisher of Tehelka. Thanks very much, both of you, for joining in. Vinod, let me start with you. With the two southern states, Kerala and Andhra Pradesh, which have a significant amount of polling today in Phase 1 itself, what do you expect to see as outcomes in these two?
Well, you know, from the reports that we are getting in Delhi, I think that in Andhra, which is a game changer, the Congress is down, but it's not out. And in Kerala, the left is having grave problems retaining their hold, because if you remember in 2004, Congress couldn't get a single seat in Kerala. The only person they could have on their side was E. Ahmed, who won on the Indian Union Muslim League ticket. So this time, I think Kerala could be a game changer insofar as the Congress is concerned. But it will all depend on what it loses in Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, because these two states had given the party the maximum strength last time to become the core of an alliance that is now called the United Progressive Alliance, and which is now badly truncated because there hasn't been very many allies joining up with the Congress before the elections. So everybody is keeping his options open. It all depends on how much the two major national parties are able to gather for themselves, and on aggregate what is their tally. Because if it is substantially less than 300, then the game is open.
From your own opinion poll and what you've been gathering from the ground, Vinod, what likelihood would you attach to the possibility of either the Congress or the BJP inching past that 150, 160 mark, which would put them in the reckoning for a reasonably stable government?
Well, I think that I would not, say that if they have 150 seats, I mean, the single largest party which emerges with 150 seats would be a very comfortably placed to become the center of gravity. I think that for a national party to be able to really sort of legitimately stake its claim, it should have anything in the territory of 160 plus, 160 between 160 and 170. And they have to improve their tally from the previous elections. If they do not, then they don't have the gravitas to claim that the mandate is for them to form the government. So that is where I think the big question lies as to whether the Congress will retain its status as the single largest party, and if yes, then what number of seats will it flaunt in order to ask others to let it form the government, let it lead the government. Left is badly annoyed with the Congress, despite the PM's peace overtures. Yesterday, there was a quick response from Prakash that the left is not going to support the Congress government in any eventuality. So I think that leaves a big, grey area as to who will form the next government. I'm not willing to wager at this stage. Maybe after the second or third phase, we'll be able to get a clearer picture.
Tarun, morning. You want to come in on that? Do you think there will be any clear trends to be taken away from Phase 1, and who would you be leaning towards right now?
No, I more or less agree with what Vinod has said, but I take it much further. I'd say forget the first, second, or the third or fourth rounds of polling. My wager is that even when the election results are in, on the May 17th and 18th, and everything is in, we still may not know who is going to be forming the government. In fact, I'd put the money that I don't have on saying that we won't know for at least a week who is going to be forming the government, because you have a situation today where this is easily the most open and fragmented election in the last 60 years of independent India, and it's almost impossible to speculate.
Parties are going to get. This is a party that's being fought with without any kind of wave discernible anywhere in the country. Forget a national wave, which there is none, or a national idea or a national leader, of which there is none. Even at the local level, if you look at the states, there isn't even a state-level wave which tells to you that this state will sweep one way or the other.
One way or the other. So you're looking at an election that's incredibly fragmented, which is being fought hugely on local issues. The voter has become very canny. The voter doesn't let out what he's
looking at a scenario. In some sense, I think where the fragmentation of Indian politics is concerned, we are hitting the wrong bottom with this election. After this, either something is going to give or we're going to come back to getting an idea of a national election once again. This is a very, very open election, and I'd say that even when the results are in, we won't know, because at this stage, anybody can end up in bed with anybody. All the parties are so open in the way they're conducting their parliament and the politics.
Vinod, your paper goes with a lead this morning saying that the Congress may be looking to lean left again, and the Prime Minister went out and candidly said that he was open to some kind of alliance. Is that looking like a likely outcome just from the Congress's perspective, that like it or not, they might have to join hands again with the left combination?
Personally speaking, I've always enjoyed coalitions being put together, coalitions coming apart as a student of Indian politics. And I miss someone called Harikrishnan Singh Surjeet today. I wonder whether the left parties would need his wisdom after the elections, or they'll go along with the inflexibility of Prakash Karath. Indeed, the Congress too has to be blamed a lot for what went wrong between the two parties. They disagreed on the nuclear deal, but there were better ways of parting company. But the way they parted company was pretty bitter. And I wonder whether the left will be able to forget that, and moreover, whether the left will have the strength post-elections to dictate the terms. Because that is the big question. The left parties are saying that they're going to be part of the government this time, and they don't want to support any government of the Congress party. But I wonder whether, on what terms will they be part of the government? They say that they want to be able to influence policy if they are part of the government. With 30-odd seats, which is the projection for the left parties both in West Bengal and Kerala, I wonder whether they'd be in a position to influence policy. So left will have to make some hard choices. Congress will have to perhaps stoop to conquer if they are realistic after the elections. But all that is predicated on who is the single largest party and by what numbers is it the single largest party. And to that extent, Tarun is right. I think that post-election too, there'd be a lot of haggling, backroom bargaining before we get to know the real contours of the government.
Tarun, give me your most tenuous or precarious combination that might actually lead to more uncertainty post the elections, because there have been various equations talked about: the Congress plus the left, the BJP plus someone else, the third front with outside support of either the Congress or the BJP. What do you think looks like the most dicey combination by the time we're done with this?
When it comes down the line, I think the left and the Congress will get into bed together in an end game that sees a square off between the BJP and the Congress. I think the left will go get into bed with Congress. I don't doubt that, despite all the posturing. Unless, of course, there's a third and fourth front kind of scenario that begins to emerge. But any of these scenarios, if they begin to emerge, and personally, I think if the Congress sees that they are going to end up at the head of an extremely precarious coalition, I think they might decide not to make a bid for power. I'm just speaking as a rank outsider. In which case, you're probably looking at another election 2 or less than 2 years down the line, as it's so fragmented.
Thanks, gentlemen. We'll leave it there for today. Appreciate you both joining in with your thoughts. That's elections. We will keep an eye on that for a couple of weeks running now. Today is just day one of polling. This is going to step into many other phases. The market is doing okay.